Hey guys, it's CheapyD. It's day 3, and I'm here with my E3 wrap-up. I even got notes. I took notes today. Look at this. Look at this handwriting. It's like the handwriting of a retarded 4th grader. Anyway, I had a big day, very big day today. Kicked it off at Microsoft today. I was at Microsoft. I had 9 o'clock to 12:30 of all appointments. First, I saw Project Gotham Racing 4. I'm looking at my notes here. The party system, they're going to have a party system, like a Halo-style party system, so you can play online, with your friends and play against other people, like team-based racing. Graphics look good. Not sure they look that much better than Project Gotham Racing 3, but they got the weather effects. Certainly a pretty looking game. 8-player online. You all know they got the motorcycles. And also, they're going to have a lot of custom modes. I asked the developer about cat and mouse mode, and he said they're going to let you create your own custom game types and then upload them to the service or something like that. Looks like it's going to be a lot of fun online. So definitely looking for Project Gotham Racing. Looking forward to PGR4. Now, we got to talk about the hot fire. The hot fire that is Mass Effect. Man, it's a close call between my most anticipated games, between Mass Effect and Little Big Planet. But because we know Mass Effect we hope Mass Effect is coming out this year. It's scheduled for this year at least. I think I can give the edge to Mass Effect. I mean, it just looks amazing. If you're a fan of the BioWare games, they've just taken this shit to the next level. Let's see what my notes say. You can travel around. I don't know if you ever played the game Starflight for the PC. It's an old science fiction game where you control a spaceship. It reminded me of that in a way that it has this really big star map, and you can travel around to different systems and scan the planets and learn a bit about the planets, and then land your space vehicle on the planets, drive it around. It's got machine guns on it, and then in the demo they showed us, they get out of the vehicle and they do the combat. Combat looks really good, way better than like Knights of the Old Republic or anything, that boring stuff where you're just watching the guys fight. This is more like a third-person shooter. You got a gun, and you also can use some powers. Not the Force, but kind of like the Force. They did a thing where the guy, your main character, who you can totally customize and change the face and all that stuff, he was like levitating the enemy in the air and then shooting him. This game looks so good. Let me see my other things. The dialogue between the characters, it just looks so cinematic. The lip syncing is really good. The voice acting is super top notch. You compare it to like your standard RPG. Like I saw Lost Odyssey later. Voice acting is a little off. This is just totally top notch. What else? The little thing that maybe bugged me a little bit is the whole game is run through like a film grain filter to sort of clean up the graphics a little bit. I mean, the game, don't get me wrong, the game looks ridiculous, but it's got like this film grain thing, you know what I'm talking about. And if that type of thing bothers you, you may not be so happy. But, man, I'm looking forward to this game. And they actually gave out a paperback now. That's Poppy. That's not it. Oh, here. Mass Effect. And they said that the novel actually doesn't, there's not spoilers in it. It's like background stuff. So, Mass Effect is just incredible. Can't wait for that game. Then I got to see Halo 3, and they showed off the single-player mode, and it looks really good. I mean, the level they showed off was totally outdoors. I think what we're worried about really is it going to be like a lot of levels inside a corridor crawl. We don't want another corridor crawler. But the outdoor levels look really cool. They showed off the video editor. It's different than the beta in that the camera is not just attached to your character. You can move it around anywhere and attach it to other characters, and then save clips, upload them to the Bungie website, and you're gonna have your own like Bungie.net page, and you have your videos on there. Looks really cool, and actually, the cool thing was they played the game on the Halo 3 console, and the game was running off the Halo 3 green and orange console, and I was really curious, and I was sitting up front, so after the presentation was over, I put my ear to the console, and I noticed it was really quiet, super quiet. Maybe not PS3 quiet, but infinitely more quiet than my Xbox 360 before it died. I mean, that thing sounded like a vacuum cleaner. And I mentioned it to the guys, and they were like, "Oh, that's great that you noticed that." And so maybe Microsoft is getting their shit together in terms of their production quality on the 360 and limiting the rocket ship blast off sound. Okay, so that's Halo 3. After that, saw Fable 2. Peter Molyneux actually he actually gave the presentation, so that was really cool. The game's about a year away from coming out, so it looked pretty rough when they really were showing off the combat. And Peter said that his dream, quote unquote, is to have a single button combat where you're just using the X button for everything, even blocking, but it's deep. And he says he knows that those types of games review very poorly generally, but he wants to make one that it's the best single button combat game ever. He actually let us try it out. It's got potential, you depending on when you hit the button, the timing, the rhythm that you push the button in, and if you hold it down or just press it quickly, it does all different things. There's environmental attacks where you can like pin the guy against the wall. It looks like the game's got a lot of potential, and all they showed was combat. That was the whole point of the demo. So the combat looks pretty good, but the game is certainly at least a year away from coming out. He also made fun of me for not going out last night. He asked me if I went out, and I was telling him how tired I was, and he was relentless in making fun of me. But maybe I'll talk about that more later on the next CADcast. Yeah. Oh, he also said they're experimenting with changing the way death works in a video game. That instead of you just die and you start over, he wants to try. Well, he's thinking about it. That every time you die, you're down on the ground, and the enemies just keep beating up on you as you're down on the ground, and then you get scarred from the damage that you take when you're dead, and those scars are permanent. They'll never change. They'll be with your character all the time. And he said he wanted to have like an emotional response for when you die, so you really are upset when you die, which is something that's sort of lacking from video games. You may be a little frustrated, but you always know you're going to start fairly close from where you left off. So that could be pretty interesting. And let's see, what else? Next, I saw Halo Wars, which looks pretty good for RTS fans. Graphically, the game is very tight. Not really into RTS games. Let's see what my notes say. It's very detailed, graphics very pretty. Co-op over Xbox Live, so that's cool. And a lot of stats. They know that people who play Halo like stats, so they're definitely going to include that. My only the game takes place before Halo 1, the storyline. And my only little complaint of the game was that it looks like they're not going to let you zoom in too close. That was something that they said it just wasn't going to happen. You can get okay close, but not I don't think Command and Conquer close. But still, the game looks very detailed. looks like RTS fans are going to really like it, especially Halo fans. After that, I had an Xbox Live appointment where they just sort of talk about Xbox Live. They didn't show any games. The one thing that I learned from it, besides that they say they're doing very well, is that in October they've got a big surprise, and it's not just a dashboard update. It's going to be like something like as significant as the video marketplace. So, but that's all I could get out of the guy. Yeah, so I can't imagine what that could be exactly, but okay. After that, my last Microsoft appointment was Lost Odyssey, and it uses the Unreal Engine, and the magic effects look good, but some of the graphics of your characters are a little rough, especially in the hair. Looked a little. Looked better than PS2, but you know how like PS2 has that little fake hair look. Yeah, it definitely did not look like Mass Effect when the character models get up close. Not nearly as good as that. And like I said, the voice acting definitely not up to Mass Effect. And yeah, it's another, it's your typical Japanese role-playing game where you have weird things like a woman named Seth. Makes no sense. Crazy costumes. Japanese RPG fans, I'm sure, will like it. Me, not my type of game. So that was my Microsoft's appointments for the day. Let's see. After that, I had a Sony Online Entertainment appointment where they were just showing a video of the agency and talking about it. So I don't really have any much more new information to say about that. I checked out their Pirates of something or other, which I forgot the name, for the PC, that MMORPG. That looks pretty good if you're into pirates and MMORPGs, but I don't know. It's not my thing. They did have excellent chicken salad sandwiches there. I had a delicious lunch there. So thanks, Sony, for the lunch. And let's see. After that, I headed over, took a little break on the Santa Monica Beach. Got a little sun. You can't tell here because the lighting is bad. But so a little bit of a break. Checked out the pier. Then after that, 2:30 appointment at Midway. Now, I checked out Aqua Teen Hunger Force for the PS2, and it's a combination golf battle kart game. It's very weird. Fans of Aqua Teen Hunger Force might be into that. But I was very pleasantly surprised by Stranglehold. As a fan of John Woo movies, they really have made a John Woo movie into a video game. Super violent. You can target different body shots, and they'll have a camera behind the bullet, and you'll have a zoom shot in, and there's 20 different precision points you can hit on the body. So like if you shoot the guy in the forehead, you'll see it's like his head get blown apart. You can shoot him in the niznacks, and he'll like bend over and like clutch his sack. You can kneecap him. It doesn't seem like it's gonna get old. And it's the type of game where your friend can watch you play, and it's pretty cool. It's like Max Payne, but a lot more stylish, and seems bigger. Like all the character models seem bigger. So I was expecting that game to be garbage, and very pleasantly surprised with Stranglehold. Let's see. Also, so Black Site Area 51, which we know from the demo. We were all, I think, surprised by the demo, how solid that was. And I enjoyed that game too. Definitely looking forward to it. Online co-op, online multiplayer. Seems really good. I played the two sections of that. Very cool game. Okay, after that, I took a few hours off and just relaxed, and then I went over to my Bloomberg TV interview. Had a pretty long interview over there. I'll talk more about that on the CADcast because I'm running out of time here. But it was definitely interesting, and we're gonna have an early CADcast for you next week, up early Tuesday morning, I think. And at nighttime, I went over to the Microsoft community party, which was really fun. I met Major Nelson, who was really nice, and I gave him a present that I brought from Tokyo. Talked to him for a while, and I'll tell you more about that on the CADcast as well. I also met my hero, the angry video game nerd, and talked to him for quite a while, hung out with him. He's a rock star, what can I say? He's the nerd. He's awesome. Hung out with the Destructoid guys again, all the guys from ScrewAttack.com, Handsome Tom and Stuttering Craig. I met a lot of people that too many to go into tonight. I gotta do something. I don't know. Maybe I'll post my picture with the Screw Attack guys. And then we went over to the Gamecock party. I went over with the Destructoid guys and had a good time. And now it's after 2. So I think we're going to call it a night. Hopefully YouTube will accept this 15-minute video. And tune in tomorrow for more. Tune into the CADcast next week for the total E3 wrap-up. Thanks. Good night.